Hey Gooners, this is Alan Smith.
This is Kevin Campbell.
Lee Dixon.
Colin Lewin.
It's Gary Lewin.
Charles Watts.
Dan Potts.
James Benge.
Danny.
Tom from the Gooner Talk here.
Ryan O'Cross.
Simon Collins. You may know me from the Evening Standard.
You may know me for my time at Arsenal.
You may know me from Arsenal or even the Highbury squad.
I'm a Birdcat Wonderland.
Being that physio sat on the bench next to Arsenal with my rubber gloves on.
The former Arsenal physio.
The Emirates press box, from writing, from Twitter.
From goal.com, from Twitter, from YouTube.
Football is the beautiful game and it brings us all together.
Sometimes there are things even more important than wins and losses.
And yes, even transfers.
Every 30 seconds, someone in this world gets diagnosed with blood cancer.
The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society works towards curing blood cancers
and provides support to families currently dealing with these diseases.
Gooners vs Cancer was started in 2017
by a lifelong Gooner who lost his father to leukemia way too young.
Since 2017, Gooners v Cancer has raised
$120,000 for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
And we need your help to keep the fundraising going in this year's campaign.
Every donation helps.
Every donation helps.
Every donation helps.
Every donation helps.
No matter the size.
And every donation enters you into the Gooner raffle,
where you have a great chance to win amazing Arsenal prizes,
including game tickets, stadium tours,
signed men and women's shirts,
and maybe a retro signed shirt by yours truly, Lee Dixon.
Me, yours truly.
Yours truly, Super Kev Campbell.
So much more.
It's easy to take part.
Just go to www.goonersvcancer.com
and donate directly to the charity.
Pick the raffle prizes you want to enter to win,
and wait for the drawings at the end of the campaign.
Again, that's www.goonersversuscancer.com.
We all know that victory grows out of harmony.
Victory grows out of harmony.
Victory grows out of harmony.
With your help, we'll be victorious against blood cancer once and for all.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your support.
Thanks for your support.
Thanks for your support.
Thank you for your support.
All right, guys, we're in the home stretch here. This ought to be a pretty fun hour. Andy, I know I've snookered you by not. I mean, you didn't look at the spreadsheet to see who was going to be on, but we're doing this, okay?
God damn it!
So welcome to our 23. We have a game for this hour, and we are pleased to welcome three gentlemen who many people will be familiar with. We have James, we have Lee, and we have Cecil.
Look at these beautiful chads. What are you telling me?
Oh, Lee here. Hold on.
Great to see you on. Now, Cecil's breaking his duck on the Gooners podcast. James has been on, Lee's been on, and obviously Cecil, we've met a number of times. Most of the time, I don't remember the outcome. And I think it was pretty obvious to you that was the case.
So good.
Yeah, but
you know, this is a record because Cecil has been in a major motion picture, so we are now officially Hollywood level on this podcast.
No. Stop that. Always been love every time I see you guys. So yeah, of course I had to be here. But big up, this is going to be wicked. I'm excited. It's a game I'm hearing as well, which I'm excited for.
Yeah, we've got a game. I don't know how well it'll be. I put the game together at about 3:45 in the morning last night. So, or I guess it wasn't last night. It was the night before last, but it was the last time before I went to sleep for the last time. And now, we'll start with you, Cecil, because we know Lee a little, quite a bit, way too much actually, and
so do I.
But I mean, Cecil, you obviously the common thread that the three of you have is that you are all part of the AFTV family, and other than Lee, who's been around, he was doing AFTV longer before Robbie was born, but Cecil, fairly new to the platform, and I have to say, and again, we're not going to spend time talking about this. I know that AFTV are not for some people, and they are for others. Yeah, there's opinions that were formed a long time ago. There were opinions that were formed recently. I don't want to get into that debate because you wouldn't be here if I didn't think that you guys were doing, good things and new things, and and kind of evolving. So let's put that discussion to bed. But Cecil, you know, a new face, someone who is, I mean, you seem, you know, we're connected on LinkedIn, and I see your stuff on Facebook, and you know, you're grafting pretty hard. You're working towards a goal, it seems.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like I never saw this. I've said this in the post as well. Like, I never really saw this in my life, in the sense of you know, how much exposure you get from AFTV, the channel, but where it's kind of taken me and my thing from when I first joined AFTV. Me and James joined at the same time. It's come up to 3 years now. Actually, it's actually unbelievable. It's come up to 3 years. But like, my thing when I sat with Robbie and kind of was introduced to the channel was I wanted to kind of trying to close the gap a little bit between the channel and fans, to, you know, players and hierarchy at the club and things like that. Like, that was always my dream when I came on. I found it quite difficult at first, trying to find your own, you know, like what purpose you have for the channel. But that was always my goal. And I think, you know, since I've been here, I've really pushed for that, whether that's meeting Edu with Lee in Germany and building a relationship with him and having a good laugh and having great stories over in Germany, to then being able to message him and you know, him being a fan of the channel, to having David Dean's phone number and bringing him on the channel to interview with Robbie and him tell his stories about when, you know, he was at the club and working for the club, and also starting the Premier League, to then, you know, meeting out the hierarchy in LA and seeing them, and just, you know, having relationships with players and getting stuff and stories and bringing it to the fans, because that's what it is. I feel like there was always like a pompous feel when it comes to fans and football. Back when I was playing as well, I always felt like it was so distant between the match going fan or the fan that watches from on TV to the actual team. And I always wanted to close that. Even when I was playing, like I said, we didn't really was never as close as I wanted to be to fans. And I feel like that was always a problem with football. And especially, I think at Arsenal at times, they were, you know, they had things with class, but I didn't think the relationship was close enough. So that was always my thing. So that's why every time I come to this office or I come to Robbie and I push, I work hard at trying to bridge that gap for AFTV. That was always my dream. And that's kind of opened doors to many other things, which you mentioned. I mean, you probably see it on LinkedIn and Facebook. I don't stop shouting about it because I can't normalize some of the opportunities I get. Like, I'm just an Arsenal fan from Surrey. Like, to me, it's little old me. And then nowadays, like now what I've come to is I've been in, you know, the SoFi Stadium on the pitch, like presenting a CONCACAF final Gold Cup. I've been to the Allegiant Stadium. Like, even when I was playing football at Crawley Town as a professional, I never saw this, never ever saw this for me. So yeah, like, I don't normalize it. I'm very, 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 very grateful. I'm very humbled by everything, but I work hard, and that is kind of the main thing. Is always got to push. Like this weekend, you may have seen. Sorry, I keep talking. I hate this. A bit cringy me talking about myself, but the Sidemen charity match, the largest live YouTube event ever. Like, to be there was surreal for me. Yeah, honestly. So, but yeah.
And you know, I just want to say to anyone who, look, you don't have. I mean, my son is 20, so you know, I've kind of had to not have the crotchety old man opinion about, you know, Logan Paul and Sidemen and the what's the squad, the Chunks and
Beta Squad. Yeah, the Beta Squad.
I mean, like I don't understand it necessarily, but I appreciate that he. I mean, I've never seen dude fanboy so hard on somebody as he did with what's the guy that was in New York?
Could it be I don't know, Speed, KSI, or is it, or Chunks, or Sharky? Sorry, Sharky.
Yeah, it was Sharky.
Sorry, Sharky.
He's like, you think he'll take a picture with me? I'm like, yeah, let me go get him and tell him to take a video with you, because I don't know who he is. I'm not, you know, I'm talking shit to some guy I don't know. You know, I don't know how big he is, but he's gonna.
Mike is like throwing it so hard right now. He so clearly watches every single.
100% he does.
He's so clearly obsessed with them.
Can I
say less?
Can I ask a quick question? Nice to meet you. We've never met before.
Hi, Andy. Hi, brother. Hi, man.
Good. How are you?
I'm very well. Very well. Happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you for being here. I've got two questions, one for you, one for Lee. The first one's for you. Whilst at SoFi Stadium, down on the field, microphone in hand, did you yell at any players aggressively, good luck making the team, as Mike did once in Denver to Willock?
Did he make the team?
Mike, I'm sorry, I'd love to be on your side here, but I definitely didn't shout out to any of the international players.
You shouted that at Willock.
Didn't say good luck making the team.
No way.
He had
That weren't the exact words.
He had a binder. He had a binder full of questions for every player, right?
Except for the ones that came up to us.
Except for the ones who came over to us.
Very first night of media access, we've just had a 15-minute interview with me, Andy, 3 other people, and Josh Kroenke.
So Mustafi's walking towards us, and he gives us like the nod, like, "Hey, I'm gonna have a conversation with you." And I went to Mike, "What questions do you have for him?" And he just looked at me and went, "He's the one player I didn't ask questions to."
So he goes up and starts asking him, if his kid's keeping him up at night or something.
I did. I was like, I don't know what to say. So I was like, "How's the family?" He's like, "Oh, I have a young kid." I'm like, "Are you sleeping?" Because I just had a young kid too. So yeah, I panicked.
And Willock went by, and my intent was to basically say, "Hey man, you're breaking into the first team. Have a great time with it. Good luck with it." And instead, it came out like "Good luck making the team."
No, do you know what? I've been there, Andy, Mike. I've honestly, James will vouch for me here. When Rob Holding was walking, it was at this pre-season, he was walking past us, and I wanted to say because I respect him being part of the squad and being the player that he makes people feel welcome and comfortable, and he has his role at Arsenal Football Club. I know he doesn't always start or anything, but I wanted to kind of say that. But in the end, I was just like, because of his performances as well, I got him stuck in 2 minds. I said, "Big up, Rob." He walked past me, just smiled at me. He was like, "Thank you." But I wanted to ask him and say thank you for what you do for the younger players and that. But I don't know. I didn't bring myself to do it in the end. But yeah, no, I've had those moments as well. Don't worry, Mike. I've been there. But yeah.
With the way that you bridge the gap like that, do you ever find yourself in the room with players a day after you recorded something on AFTV where you've slated them or you've talked? You haven't had the highest opinion, maybe not given a good player rating.
Can I jump in quick? I don't know if it was quite in the days after, but I tell you what, after that Man United defeat in pre-season, Kai Havertz walks past.
Oh no!
Here's Cecil just with his mic, and everyone. I use this bottle as a mic. So everyone is walking past. Big up, well played. How you doing, Balogun? Hope to see you this season. Kai walks past. He just goes. Didn't even bother faking.
My mom always taught me. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. That was what she said.
He just blanked.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't. I'm sorry.
You gave him the chin nod, huh?
No, I appreciate this because finally somebody can shut Andy up because Andy loves Kai Havertz and he will never stop. Kai Havertz can do no wrong in his mind, and I finally have enough people on the show to back me up. And it's not even. Listen, I'm not even trying to finish Kai Havertz. I'm just trying to objectively say, hey, maybe this wasn't the best game, and. It's been hard. It's been hard.
I mean, for all of us who haven't starred in commercials and, sat down with the players.
And sold more jerseys than anyone. Don't forget to add that part.
For all the people out there who think to themselves, oh, if I ever meet this player, I'm going to give it to him one day. You're when they're actually in front of you, you get very...
It's a whole different situation.
Different story.
Completely different,
my next question. Wenger story about San Jose, about everyone was upset about the transfer policy and all this in the middle of that summer in San Jose, and I just walked up to him, and the only thing I could think to say was thank you. Yeah. In that moment, what are you going to tell him? Why didn't you sign Riyad Mahrez? I mean, that's how I'm going to spend my 2 minutes with.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in many situations like that, 100%. I also the preseason before, Nicolas Pepe as well. I did the same thing. He was walking towards me. I just went, but that was it. Because sometimes I can't be in a situation. If I have a certain opinion on a player, I've said it. I don't want to be all to their face, all lovey-dovey and stuff. So I don't think that's right. But James got that story spot on. Though there's no lies there. And just briefly, Arsene Wenger. I wish we sent the whole footage of before. Obviously, I spoke to him at the game for Ukraine at Stamford Bridge. I was shaking as he was walking up, and then afterwards, I collapsed to the floor. I was so happy. I went around the corner in a room with Jason, the editor, and I was like, I can't believe. I said, sadly, the whole footage didn't come out. But I was literally I can't believe that just happened. So yeah, sometimes it's just you get in those situations. But yeah,
Seth, you're taking pelters for being the reason that Kai Havertz has no confidence right now.
I saw that comment.
I mean, geez.
Listen, we need to ask the hard questions here. Here, live on air on TGP. Will you dance for Kai Havertz?
I already have, people. I did the welcome video in Heidenhausen, whatever they're called. I was doing all the
Heidenhausen. That sounds like a Lee Judgesism.
I don't even know what they're called, but I was in I've danced already. Man. I did the welcome video. I made him feel welcome. I gave him, the boost. I even was shameless and said he scored the goal in the Champions League. I gave him that.
You didn't, but Cecil, you didn't rap for him. That's where it was wrong.
No, I'll take that.
Player now.
If I rapped for him, then he would have been there. Then I can blame his confidence on the rap. Then that would have been fair. But no, he doesn't deserve the rap. Lederhose. Is that what?
Lederhosen.
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 And by the way, hi Lee. How you doing?
Yeah, sorry,
I remember you.
I was going to segue to Lee. I do have a question for Lee. It's been a while. It's good to see you, my friend. How was your body feeling after your football match yesterday? I saw on Facebook that you put a shift in. It looked warm. How's the old man bones feeling?
I'll tell you, I put a shift in. I was all right, done all right. And we won, which was good. And the body's all right because I went to golf this morning, playing against my nephew and
did you beat him?
Both Spurs fans. And I whipped their asses.
Did you beat them? And also, did you play better golf than they did?
Oh yes. They were giving it large. They thought that they was going to win it.
You live the life, Lee. You live the life. You actually live.
I was say, what?
You play football, then you're going off to the golf course. I mean, we're in.
I thought you had like a fucking a shop that you had to run.
No, that's gone now.
So you're full time. You're a full-time celebrity now.
I'll tell you a quick little story, which is quite funny. I always stuck up for Callum Chambers. I don't know if I've ever told this story. I've always stuck up for Callum Chambers. Ever on podcasts, he's a great player. He deserves a chance. Sitting there at the Emirates one time, and he done something wrong, and I said, "That Callum Chambers, he's fucking rubbish," and all that. His woman turned around and said, "Do you mind? That's my nephew." And I went, "I'm really sorry, I'll stick out." She wasn't having it. She was not having it. She weren't having it. No, you've slagged him off. There's no need to try and redeem yourself. I said, one time I've done it.
You have to be careful slagging players off when you're sitting in the prime.
Unbelievable,
it's true. He sits up with royalty and then he's surprised when he gets called out for his opinion.
Yeah, innit. That's why they had a bad word about Xhaka, because he always sat next to Xhaka's family.
We could just exactly. We could, and all of a sudden Xhaka was the best player in the world.
Does the club specifically sit players next to Lee? Because I swear every week I was sitting next to somebody else's family.
I'll be honest, and it's one thing. Once you meet these people, you do try and change your opinion about it. It does. That's why I don't really like meeting them and all that, because
I thought you were going to say, "Yeah, I really should probably think twice before I start talking shit about these people." Instead, I just really don't want to meet their families because I want to be able to continue to talk shit about them.
I absolutely hate David Raya. I don't really, because I've met Aaron Ramsdale. He's a lovely guy. He's my man. You know what I mean? Like David Raya, I don't like you, man. Like, leave my Aaron alone. You know what I mean?
And then his grandfather, who signed for Arsenal a few weeks ago, is going to be sat right on your lap for the next game.
And if I meet David, I go, "Hello, David. There are you? You should be Arsenal's number one. You should be like."
We could go for hours like this, but I want to make sure we get the game in. So if we get the game in time, and we still have a few more minutes left before 5, then so be it. So we're going to do this game. I believe Lee either watched or was part of this game before. Now I have to ask for your honesty, Aston and Andy. This is a picture-based game, and all the pictures are back in the brand area of our podcast, which you can both view. Have you seen them?
No, I haven't looked.
You sure?
No.
100%. Why would I? I don't look at that stuff.
Yeah, well, you don't even know where it is, but Aston does. So,
I was too busy making sure this pod didn't fall apart to pay attention to that.
Okay, perfect.
Well,
so
he texted me yesterday, being like, "Hey, can you think of questions for this segment?" I'm like, "Absolutely," but I'm at a dinner party and everyone's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Friends asked for a favor," and I sat for an hour making up questions. So he says his back hurts because he carries this, but it's bullshit.
Yeah, it's probably.
Well, I mean, it's a shared thing. It's you and I together. Clearly, we're the top. Like, there's a clear ranking around here, and we're like at the top tier, and then there's. Anyways, let's go on with the game.
All right, hold on a second. Let me find where all this stuff is. Oh, I might be having a mare right here.
Lee, I just want to know why your handle is
Urine Timber.
Urine Timber, close to signing for Arsenal.
My handle, I ain't got a clue.
Urine.
Well,
I
mean,
something to do with him, eh?
just to catch you up, he signed, did great in the community. He's now out for 7 months.
There's nothing to me. Let's see, nothing to do with me. That's obviously, Mike trying to make me look stupid again. Like,
I didn't do that.
Mike doesn't need help to do that. Oh.
Did you delete all your content on your own channel, or did you not delete all your content on your own channel?
Yes, I did. Like, I still haven't got it back yet. Like, you know what I mean? So,
Aston, I've got that thing that you got behind. Look at that. That was just in my bag. How funny.
Okay.
Nice.
Look at that. Coming prepared. Oh, hello.
So while we're waiting on Mike, I do want to bring up one of my. We haven't had our fun with James yet. We made fun of Cecil. We made fun of Lee. Let's make fun of James now. One of the things I love the most about James when I met him was, all right, so Lee's going to do his own thing. Lee's going to go off. He's going to, Lee's got like a gaggle of women around him at all times, by the way. Like all of the people, all the ladies come up and like, what's Lee doing? And you remember,
Aston, I love you. I love you.
Robbie,
well, you know how you're attracted to a freak show, like
the night's long, and Robbie's got to do something. And Cecil and Curtis and them are just like, let's go to the clubs, let's get down. And who would you believe is right there? Like, yeah, I'm with it. It's James. James throws down at the club more than anyone that you would believe.
Agreed.
More than you believe.
Well,
more than you believe.
Us tactics fans are, notorious for our clubbing and drinking and having a good time. So I don't know why you're surprised.
Well, I was in bed by 9 o'clock. I tell you, unbelievable,
Well, actually, it's
with
quite
their lemonades and ice cream.
Because Graham sends his notes at like 1, 2 a.m. So it's a late night. All that prep. So
I did actually hear James, who was in a club one time, listening to Migos, and he went over to a girl and he was like, yeah, I heard you're a fan of Tactical Insight, and it worked.
What a load of absolute nonsense.
Tell this whole story.
This is make up story.
I'm playing. I'm not going to get I haven't got. Yes, so James got me. I tried to return it with some back.
They weren't playing Migos. It was just, how.
They weren't playing Migos, but he really used that line.
We'll have to say about James. I've got to say this about James because I do give him a little bit of stick, but. Cecil, he flies off and everything like that. He's off, we go there. But James is probably the most professional guy that we know. He is absolute class when it comes to doing things like that. Like Cecil and me, we go off piece, should I say, many a time. But he's on the slopes all the time, skiing away, slalom and all that. Very, very professional, top guy.
That's very kind. Thank you, Lee. I love it, Lee.
James, on the dating advice, what should I go in first? Should I talk about inverted fullbacks, or should I talk about like the box midfield? Like, how do I approach?
Talk about
you're wrong. It's all about XG first. You need to understand.
Of course.
It's all about XG first. You got to get in there, and then you can sort of evolve.
You just go high. I'm James.
It's about XVG, but XG.
That's all I heard him say in America. He goes up to the girls. Hi, I'm James. I do Tactical Insight.
Did the same thing to Edu, and Edu goes, I know, I watch it. And that changed him completely.
She said to Edu, hi, I'm James. I do Tactical Insight. And Edu went, yeah, I know, I watch it. And then we had to pick James up from the floor. But
could you imagine? He's just sitting there like, I actually don't know what to say. I've never gotten this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He's like Arsenal in the Champions League. He's like, we don't know what we're doing here. We haven't gotten this far before. What do we do now?
Oh, bloody
all right, here's the game. Here's how it works. And yeah, I'm still organizing a few things back here, but the game is called the Way Too Close Picture Game. This is essentially a game where I will show you a series of up to 5 pictures of an Arsenal player who has played since 2000.
Sorry.
And who has played over 100 games for the Arsenal. who has appeared in over 100 games for the Arsenal. You must try as early as you can to identify the player. And if no one gets it in the first clue, then we go to the second clue. If no one gets it in the second clue, we go to the third clue. Basically, just shout the name out. There's no penalty for getting it wrong. Whoever gets it first gets a point, and it doesn't matter because the points are not worth anything. It's just for entertainment purposes. So some of these photos are very low resolution, which I guess just is going to make it that much harder. But here we go. The first one. Here's picture number 1.
What the fuck?
What's that? What's that? Your bedroom wall?
All right. No one can get this?
I mean, what is it? The chocolate ice cream and vanilla. Like, what's that?
Yeah. I don't think whoever it is going to get in, you know?
All right. Then we'll zoom out a little bit and this should definitely give it to you.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, obvious.
I've got that one. I'll let everyone else figure it out.
Great game this is.
But I don't know if that, but there's no
identify Mark's bedroom. This is a great game.
Okay,
James, what am I looking at?
Do we have a guess?
I honestly don't have a clue what this is.
I don't do I.
Okay.
No resolution.
Are you sure you got the right file?
All right, here we go. Here's the third picture. Continuing to zoom out.
You know, Mike,
this isn't getting better.
I'll be honest, yeah. This is wild.
I was thinking, like, he used to back in the day.
If you think about this one, you could get it.
Mike, you used to pretend you were Arsene Wenger, and then you'd make me choose, like, if you were him or if it was his accent or your accent. And I thought
no. The game was I would read in his accent 4 different quotes, and 3 of them would be real, and 1 of them I completely made up.
Well, still shit. This is just the shit.
What is that?
Do not highlight anything in the chat.
Aaron Ramsey, yeah.
Do not highlight it. So no one can get this yet? That's playing in this game?
No.
All right.
What human would know what this is?
Well, someone has. Here's the 4th one.
Well, I mean, that's just terrifying.
Is that Lacazette?
Wait, who's
that? Someone in the shower?
Is it a shower?
Patrick Vieira in the shower.
Patrick Vieira. I might be doing the looking around. Is it the? No, it's not that though. That's not it. I don't. Am I looking? Is that his? I don't know what I'm. I don't even know where his body.
There's a knob there.
No. That's
sorry, that's Mike. Sorry.
Yeah, that's his arm. That's his arm.
Mike.
All right. Get your hands on your buzzers.
Wait, hold on. Oh, his yeah, Colo Torre. Okay,
Colo Torre. Oh no, that's the picture. Oh no,
that was first.
That's Francois right there. That's not Colo Torre. That's Francois.
Yeah,
and I gotta give it up. I gotta give it up to Dave L, who was the first one to get it. He got it after the second picture, I believe.
Do you know that story? Do you guys know that story?
No.
Well, Dave L's a pervert.
Yeah.
In
Dave,
the shot. What he got? Wait. Hold on. Pause. Dave
you don't
L,
know this story?
No, I don't know the story. But how? Wait, when did he get that? When did he get?
Come on. This story is really good. Mike, tell the story. This is like a really funny story.
Yes. As we know, Colo Torre, absolutely fantastic center defender. Ultimately joined a number of different people and transferred to Manchester City. Started to kind of come down on the downside of his career, and it came out in the newspaper that he was living a double life. Not only was he Colo Torre, professional footballer for Manchester City, but he was also Francois, a used car salesman. And for 2.5 years, he was in a secret affair, cheating on his wife under the name of Francois, a used car dealer, until his affair.
It was her sister. It was the girl's sister. Goes, you're dating Colo Torre. What are you doing?
And this picture was taken and shared with the son, and that was when his entire life came crashing down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Never heard that before.
I didn't know.
And that's why he went to Wigan then.
So
crazy.
I thought everybody knew the story.
I've seen the image. I have seen the image.
I've never seen the image.
I've never heard of it, which I find staggering because I would have thought.
Just Google Colo Torre Francois. I think it's the Daily Mirror actually that broke the story. But Colo Torre Francois or used car. It's It's
Can we just
fantastic.
get back to how Dave L knew that so quickly?
Bell is in the StreamYard right now, just looking back at because he couldn't have gotten it any other way. So
credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
He might have that photo in the house.
If that's what this game's
I think
going to be like,
Art has
it's
created
nice
that
to know,
photo.
you guys, and I'm off. Like, you know what I mean? Because that, it's ridiculous.
We should have asked Del Llewellyn to.
I'm thinking I'm going to see a face or an ear or something
But
like
Lee,
that. It's a shower curtain.
Lee, over the years,
this
this isn't the worst game we've played with Mike.
Oh, well, the game I played yesterday was sensational, but this one here.
Yeah. Look, not every Mike can be Mike McDonald. All right, here's the second.
I've enjoyed it. Next one. Let's go. The harder the better.
Let's go.
Second player, picture one.
Oh, that's better.
Is it Edu?
What makes you think that?
Well, the kit looks like the 03.
Because he was holding his hands in LA.
James remembers those hands.
He became real familiar with those hands.
All right, let's see.
He's kissing them all night.
James has gotten a guess in here.
I
think it could be,
I think it's from the Invincible season. The
It's that sort of era.
The kit looks like.
Yeah, but who's
Perez?
Oh, that's a good shout.
No, I'm not saying it's Robert Perez. Dennis Bergkamp?
No, that's not Bergkamp.
Freddie, maybe.
Freddie.
We're gonna go to picture three.
Was Keown still there?
By the way, I'm not answering one way or the other until it becomes completely obvious. But
so do we just have to give you the name of the player or the context of the photo?
No, just the name, just who it is. Who is the player?
I'm sticking with Edu.
It's Edu. That's a great guess.
Yeah, that's Edu.
Is it? No, I think is that Jermaine?
No, I'm going Edu. I think that James is right with that.
I think he might have got it.
Oh, I'm still confident.
Oh, Mike, leave this for a second. This is a tough. I like this one.
Well, I've got a clock over the face. It's going live 4:29. I can't see.
Yeah, it's got to be Edu.
There's not much I can do about that, unfortunately.
No, it's Edu.
It's definitely Edu.
Yeah,
come on, the next one. It's Edu. Well done, James.
Yeah, James doing it after one. This is what James identified Edu by.
Yeah, it's a bit strange if you ask me.
James, listen, I'm your number one defender on here, but like Lee called it right there. Like, there's no way you were that intimate with those hands.
Yeah, how soft are those hands, James?
Look, all I'll say is he's a fan of Tactical Insight. I'm a fan of his.
It worked.
And
that's how we knew it would work.
We understand each other. So
we understand each other. We're on a very non-superficial level.
Maybe when you was trying to kiss him, like he was going like that, so you realised, you know what I mean? Like he knew, like, yeah. James, no, that's how you recognise.
He said to me, he came up to you and I'm a massive fan of yours. Can I have a picture?
Was it in a nightclub?
Oh, yeah, it was in a nightclub. It was at to be fair, it was at a party. To be fair,
yeah,
it was
I actually was having a beer with him. And I said, "You don't really watch Tactical Insight, do you?" He said, "No, I do." He actually
he knows how to say what people want him to say and hear what they want to hear.
Yeah, he's very clever. He's a bit deceitful, as Harry do. I think.
Yeah.
All right, here's our third of 5, and this is picture number 1.
David Luiz.
Thomas Rosicky.
Here's Thomas Rosicky. Yeah, it's not David Luiz. That hair was never like that. He had the curly hair when he was.
I can't see his hair. Oh,
yeah. Rosicky's a good
one. James, he loves it. Yeah, that was good.
He knows all about the hands. I don't know what he's about the hands.
I've actually got an interesting story about
the hair or the hands.
What about hands?
You know, I was a big fan of Rosicky. You know,
Thomas Rosicky is actually also a massive fan of Tactical Insight. If you didn't know,
Get out of it.
He did not just say that.
Thomas Rosicky is like. Isn't he? He was in a metal band, wasn't he? Am I mistaken?
That's a quality guess again, that James. Well done.
Yeah. Hey James, you keep mentioning this Tactical Insight. What is it?
Andy's a big fan.
Right.
I'm a big fan of Tactical Insight. What the fuck is it?
It's Lee Judge's favorite show. Basically, that's what we need to know. We'd invite him on it.
As you can see, James is hands on it. I tell
you.
Ew. Please don't show no more hands. A bum and a chest. Me and Cecil are all you know.
Wait. Yeah, would you
I'm not lying to myself.
figured it out by looking at a
We're gonna
bum?
went with a leg or a chest.
All right, ready?
Yeah, what's next?
Oh my god.
Oh.
Well, there's a clue, right?
Ian Wright.
Number 2 on the shorts.
Sol
Alex
Campbell.
2.
Oh, Campbell.
I think that's Carno. I bet that's the one at Old Trafford, isn't it?
I think Campbell because of the 2.
Yeah,
surely
same.
in 23. It looks like.
All right.
I'm gonna say Sol Campbell.
All right.
You kill it at GeoGuessr, don't you, James?
No.
Oh shit.
Shamak.
Yeah, Boo. No,
Boo.
no.
Shamak, the snood, not the snood.
It's not Shamak.
It's not Shamak.
That's not Shamak.
That's a buoy. That's a buoy.
Yeah, the white guy says that's
It's either
Shamak.
Boo
Definitely
or,
Oh, fair enough. I'll let you have it. I'm going Shamak.
Or Giroud?
No.
Giroud?
You know what? I've just gone from 1 to 3.
Oh, Giroud, the centre back.
This was number 2. This is number 3.
Oh, Giroud, the centre back's a shout.
Yeah.
Giroud.
I'm sticking with Shamak, but I think
I'm gonna go with Giroud.
James, you cannot stick with Shamak. Like literally, that's not okay.
Look how dark. Don't throw another phone. Hold on.
He wore 29, didn't he?
Who?
It's Giroud. It is Giroud.
De Jure, is it De Jure?
Yeah.
I'm gonna judge you. Yeah. I'm a fine man. See, I'm a fine man.
I didn't realize he was so.
I knew he'd be dancing. I hurried up to get that picture of there because I knew he'd be dancing.
This is
Come
Alex
on, Cecil,
Oxley
keep up,
and
man, keep up.
Gibbs all over again. Not Alex Wilby. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and Gibbs all over again.
We've done 4, so we've got 1 more left.
All right, come on. Let's check in.
Hold on. I've got to upload 1 more picture.
Screen, yeah? Go on. Screen's maximized.
I was focusing on that bloody 29, right?
Yeah,
there was a bigger clue in there. I don't know if you.
Yeah. I'm like,
why?
There was a
like. Shamak and him do not look the same on a very basic level.
So into tactics for you to not use all of even remotely the most available things to you, and that is really.
My brain just started going. Who wore 20 something? And then
that was perfectly put, Aston. There was a much bigger clue available to you.
The you got to remember to use the eye test when you do these things. Can't just rely on stats.
Exactly. All right. So all right. Here's the last one in this world-shaking, just incredible game that I've created.
Before I guess before it plays.
All right.
Content.
Go on, be Wilshire. That'd be amazing.
Here we go.
I just knew it.
Ooh.
There's a hand.
It's a tiny hand too.
You're not going to think I'm wild. Is this Kolasinac?
No.
Didn't he do something like this during a North London derby win?
Yeah, someone picked up the fact. You're right, James. Someone did pick it up. I can remember it.
And he is a tiny man with tiny hands.
He's seen the hand. He's seen the hands. I can't.
Yeah.
But then.
Oh, it is Kolasinac.
I think it is, yeah.
No, that's the wrong build.
Because he's a Mustafi
there, doesn't he? Could it be Mustafi?
Yeah, it is.
It's
got to be
It's Mustafi.
Has a big chest.
But I
He's picking that up to fight off some people that are looking at Ozil.
It could be. Did Mustafi playing that game?
No, it's him.
I'm still going to say it's Kolasinac, but
one of those two. I'll go Mustafi just to be different.
Yeah, that's what I said, just to go one different.
Mustafi to be different.
Yeah, I'm confident.
Oh no.
James is 3 for 3 on hands. It's a bit weird. I know we've just met James, but
somebody go find his internet history real quick.
Yeah.
Where did I put number 4? Just while I'm.
How did you get that from number 1?
I just remember a really famous picture. We beat Tottenham in the North London derby.
Yeah, I think it was against Tottenham, wasn't it? I think you're right, James.
And there was a famous picture of them all celebrating, and I think he picked up the flag. That's the only thing that came to my mind.
I'm just too good at these quizzes. Handfish.
No, that's a fan for
No, wrong one.
He's changed.
Brzezinski.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Definitely.
I wanted that one.
That's crazy. You got 3 of them in the first picture.
Yeah, with hands.
Yeah, I want to point out, like, James tries to make it about other things. He's like, "Oh, I remember." No, it's the hands. It's been the hands every time. Just own it at this point. You're a hand guy. Just live your life. Be out.
Some people are.
You're a hand guy.
It's all come to light, people.
That's brilliant.
What a game.
I don't know. We'll be seeing another version of that. It's not actually too hard to put together a game of that. So yeah.
So we've only got 5 questions.
What'd you say?
There's only 5 questions.
Yeah, there was only 5. I didn't want to overbook the hour because hey, the chemistry here is just flowing. So
Mike, do you know what, bro? I'm gonna give you your props because it started horrendously. I'll be real. If we was gonna continue on that trajectory, we'd have been
the only picture of Kolo Touré in that scenario, which is what I wanted, it was such a low res picture, and then when you zoom in and crop like 1/100th of the picture, I mean, it was basically looking at a couple pixels, and I probably didn't zoom out enough early enough, but I didn't want to give it away. I just assumed that you would all know who it was.
No, I've learned something new today.
No, I think the story was immaculate.
Yeah, I never knew that.
When are we going to do a tactical breakdown on Kolo Touré's? I mean, he 2.5 years he was able to pull that off.
That's
That would be
incredible.
like you, Lee, pretending to be somebody else and expecting not to be noticed.
What was his name?
Public figure.
So since we have a few minutes, and I know we've kind of dropped the 4 questions, but from you guys in particular, I really want to know, like, an out there prediction. Like we do with the 4 questions, we'll do, this is the last one. It's always like, what do you think is going to happen this season that's going to be a super surprise and super shocking?
Arsenal go unbeaten at home. I mean, I called it at the start of the Premier. I started at the start of the season. It's outrageous. It's probably after watching them at home, I'm not as confident, but that was my outrageous prediction before the season started. And
full chest. You saying that with your full chest?
Well, I predicted before it started. We still haven't lost at home. I mean, that is my full year. But I generally, before the season started, that was my prediction. I believed it. Now, I've said it. I'm going to stick.
And alongside that, we're not going to keep a clean sheet at home. So we're
definitely not doing that. That's not a bold prediction there. But going unbeaten this season at home.
I think we're winning the league.
Wow,
that's not out there though.
I know, but I just like what you said. But a lot of people like.
That is out there.
I don't know. A lot of people just aren't feeling it.
I feel like we have a better chance at the Champions League than we do the league.
A lot of people say that, yeah.
But James, you can't say that because I mean, come on, you guys are profiting off of the losses and the failure of the club. It's off brand for you to say that we're going to win the league.
I didn't say I wanted us to. No, I'm joking.
Jeez.
Like, God damn it! I think this is the year we're going to win the league.
I really think we're going to win it. I think when we hit final form, whatever that looks like, whenever that comes, I think we'll be better than City. The thing is, they got Haaland, and he really is a cheat code. It's like 30 goals guaranteed, just there and then. You may as well just put plus 30 already on their goal difference. I think across the squad, I think we can do it. I think Arsenal have a real hunger to do it as well. That win against Man United was far from pretty, but they really just dug deep, and they weren't anywhere near their best. And I think it might have given us liftoff in a weird way, winning it that way, even though it's not kind of great for momentum and in terms of we haven't played our best football yet or anywhere near it. I think winning it that way might be the liftoff moment we needed. Like the first 4 games have been a bit stop, start. Okay, some moments not so great. Havertz, what's going on, bro? And now hopefully we've had our here we go. We've had our big liftoff. 2 late winners, beat Man United, 10 out of 12. Let's go. I really hope
James,
so.
you should print your bold prediction on a t-shirt and just
actually
wear it around North London.
Yeah.
What about you, Lee? Do you have a bold prediction?
Well, I predict that I might get through a tactical insight show without falling asleep. That's one bold statement. I think unrealistic.
No one will really believe that, Lee.
No. So I think I'll try and temper it down a little bit that Arsenal will win the Champions League.
Wow.
Go big or go home. Wait, time out. I want to say that for all the people out there, again, like he said, that want to talk about haters at AFTV, you three came in and all three of your bold predictions were something like Arsenal doing something incredible, so hats off to you. It wasn't, there was no spite. There was no Pochettino's getting fired. There's no Ten Hag's done. It was all about Arsenal.
Yeah, they're either going to look like geniuses on here or they're going to have, success on their channel. Either one, whichever way it works out. It's they've just had their bet. No, I'm obviously being facetious, but yeah. So
you'd be quite surprised that with all of us guys, I think that we are all pretty positive sort of guys. Yeah. We want Arsenal to do well, but we see the bigger picture as well, but ultimately, I know that it means a lot when I've seen James, believe it or not, lose his rag when Arsenal have not done quite as well as what they've done, and certainly I have, and also Cecil, so we're when you're traveling up and down the country, as you guys coming over from America as well, you don't want to come over and see them lose. Yeah. That's the last thing you want to do. So you always, and we've had many well, Cecil will vouch it. The trip home from Manchester City, going up there was fantastic, full of
it was a great day.
On the way home. I don't think we spoke to each other all the way home. No one spoke to each other.
I was driving. You fucking fell asleep and we just didn't say a word.
Yeah.
You know what I need to do while we have the three of you on. We've talked enough positivity. Let's talk some negativity, but not about Arsenal.
Let's talk shit about Chelsea, please.
No, worse. Julian.
He didn't deserve that.
The only thing worse than Chelsea would, first of all, he is a great straight man. I mean, there's nothing better than
I love Julian. I love
him. He's a great guy.
He's a character.
But James remains silent on that one.
No, James, I don't know how James actually feels about it. It'd be interesting to know. But we've got to know him quite well. We're in a group chat together. I swear to you now, guys, I'm going to say it now. He puts videos up of himself and says, "Look, I was right on this. Look, watch this one of me." You know what I mean?
You didn't reply to him. You didn't reply to on his latest one. You didn't reply.
I don't know what's real
now. What I said 3 years ago. You know what I mean? He is so self-obsessed. It's unreal.
It's incredible. And I had the good fortune, and I say this from pure fucking bants. Of my son and I walking through Union Station in DC. We were on the same train up to New York together. And first of all, watching you guys try to navigate the train system and the station. I mean, look, trains are commonplace in England, but you guys look completely lost. And it's like six of you, two cameramen taking footage. I mean, it literally was hilarious. Because there was the people, then the cameraman's taking pictures of the people, then the cameraman taking pictures of the cameraman taking pictures of. There was like a concentric circle, and you're just like bumbling around Union Station, sorting out your way. And Julian, the whole time, he's whining about. He tried to tip the guys $5 for all of the fucking furniture and not furniture, the luggage that you guys had, and the furniture, the sofa that you brought on the train with you. I mean, the fact that you guys were in a different car than us was the only disappointing part, because it had to have just been. I mean, what did the people around you think that weren't part of your crew of the shenanigans that were happening on that train?
It calmed down on the train, really. At that point, everyone was just ready to get to New York, New Jersey.
We did interviews on the train, though, Jay.
That's
what I'm talking about. By that point,
you did.
Like
no one was talking to him when we got on the train. I'll tell you what, it's true. Like, no one was talking to him on the train. Like, we've all had enough of him. But
no one was talking to him off camera on the train. You should say.
Yeah, like we've had enough of him now. Like, just go away. Why don't you go and sit with the driver, or in fact, just jump off the train? Is one of the things. But he turns it around, doesn't he, guys? Within 10, 20 minutes of people wanting, like, I'm not mentioning no, Turkish making no names, wanted to kill him, like, you know, he turns it around, and that's the incredible thing about him, like, you know. I have to say.
He didn't have a. Who did he sit next to on the train? He was struggling to find a seat. Who to sit? He came and sat next to me, and I said, "Wait, I'm gonna go sleep." And then he started questioning me about. He wanted to learn how I start AFTV fan cams. So he was like, the way you start them. Can you just talk me through it? So, hi, welcome to, like, I've watched a few of them, and I'm like, why do you want to know this? And he's like, because I want to understand it. Maybe one day I'll do it. And I was like, Julian, what are you? Adorable. I couldn't believe. So I spent a good 20 minutes trying to just go through. All it was the beginning when I say, hi, welcome to AFTV. We've just beaten Man United outside the 3-1 and outside the Emirates Stadium. And then he wants to practice how to do it naturally and how to go. And I was like, why are we Julian, I want to sleep. And he was like, no, please. And then he was supposed to film a scene in the front of the train, like in the seats where we were, of him. I forgot what it was. It was something to do, basically to have a little laugh at Turkish, but he couldn't do it naturally. So, and it never made it in the end. But no, he's the most interesting. I mean, we have many interesting characters on the channel. I mean, Ty is definitely up there as well, but Julian is just, he's just him, but he's hilarious.
And who's responsible for bringing Julian into that family? Is it you, Lee?
Himself.
We don't have a choice.
He wasn't his way in himself.
You just opened up the studio one day and he was just there.
He targeted Robbie first. He targeted Robbie with it, and then went from there.
You know,
He'll tell you
the beauty of Julian, he is so unapologetically himself.
Julian,
and he will say what he thinks. And while, you know, I talk about football in a very different way to him or whatever, and we don't always agree on some points, some we do. I do always think I can learn a lot from him. There's also a lot I don't want to learn, but there's a lot I do in terms of.
I've learned a little more than I wanted to learn about him.
He just says what he thinks, right?
And his sordid past.
He said things on fan cams that, you know, he might go kind of mini viral because, you know, people will sort of take the clip and sort of take the piss out of him, whatever. He doesn't care.
No,
and a year down the line, a year down the line, he'll go, "Well, I was right, wasn't I?"
He'll love this right here. But
he just sees the bigger picture, and I really respect that about him. And he's you know, when we were out in the States, you know, he's the one who drove us around in the big van as well, and sort of like, you know, he's very committed to it, and I think he's very loyal as well. And
he's very. A couple of things I've got to tell a story about him, which is this is Julian, typical Julian. If you do something, and James is right what he's saying, if he does something that's completely off, and I'll put it in your show, make sure you say that, like, you know what I mean, like, so he wants to be criticised. But we was in New York, you know, it was a massive event in New York, wasn't it? Like, you know, 2,000 people there, like.
Yeah.
Now the bar area, like, we wasn't in VIP, but the bar is like a mile-long queue.
I know this story.
And I said, look at the queue here. And this is Julian. This is him off to a tee. It's clever, if you want to say it's clever or it's deceitful or whatever. He goes, let's stand right by the bar, right at the front, right? Someone's bound to recognise us and will buy us a drink. Right, you know what I mean? Right. So I'm going, you can't do that. Like, I've got to queue up. He's going, no.
Shameless.
He asked me to get him a drink from the VIP and bring it down.
He's got no shame. So anyway, there's me being dragged along to this shenanigans of him. Like, you know, I have to hold my hands up. I'm under his spell. I'm going, like, you know. So we stands there. Right by the front of the bar, people queuing up for the beer. Lee, Julian, do you want a drink? Julian just looked round, and when he got the drink with his smug little,
he's so smug. He's so smug about it.
Like, I've just done it again, and Lee, like, you know, I mean, I just could not believe it, like, and then like he's gone. We're having so thank you very much, guys. Off we've gone. And he's gone, you've got to tell that story. You know, I don't think people really want to know that story, really, but that's what he's like.
I have a million of those. I have a million.
You know, we'll have to do another episode of this on the regular podcast, because I mean there are some hilarious stories, and I don't know how many of them you could tell on your channel, but you have there's an invitation to do it on ours. But we are now wrapping up.
Just one more quick. I'll just say one more story about Julian. Right, this is one more story.
Julian is going to love this.
This is a great story. This is a great story, right? He knows Perry Groves really well. I know Perry Groves really well. Like, so Perry says, "Come down to the stadium. I'll give you a tour. We can come in for free and all that. Look after us." So he does all that, like, yeah. So we're going around the tour. Now we're in the dressing rooms. We're in the dressing room of the stadium. You know, like all the Arsenal players. It's got all the shirts going around. Like, you know, I'm standing by Aaron Ramsdale. So Perry Groves turns around and says, "Yeah, go and sit next to your favourite player." So I'm right by Aaron Ramsdale, so I sit down. There's this little kid of about 7. This little kid of about 7 going to walk towards Martinelli, right? No! Julian pushes him out of the way, right, and sits on the Martinelli set, right, yeah. And this kid, right, of 7 or 8, is having to sit in between two players because he hasn't got a name of the shirt. So he's in between Martinelli and Odegaard, say, for instance, like, and he's sitting on the edge of the thing. And Julian's there with his Martinelli, right? And I've got my head in my hands going, "I don't believe you've done that," right? As we've walked out, he said, "Yeah, right, I know I've done that." And he goes, "And make sure you tell that on the Invincibles." Like, you know?
Can you believe that kid's like, "Papa, why can't I stand next to my favorite player?"
Yeah,
that man right there.
We're going to change the name and mission of the charity to Gooners versus Julian now, and donate all of the proceeds to that kid if we can find him. Guys, I mean, we could go on forever on this, but we do. We're moving into the next hour, so we're going to do our prize draw now. This prize draw is for a 3-pack of Zenith coins. We haven't given away a Zenith coin for a little while, but this is what they look like. The 3-pack includes this one, which is the clock end Zenith coin, compliments of the Highbury squad and Sophie and Zenith coins. The second one is the Arsenal one with the crest on the back, the cannon on the front, or vice versa. And then the third one is the Highbury squad coin, which I don't have one of these special videos for, but it's a 3-pack. The value of that, if you go to their website, I think is about £75. It's a great prize. And if you hold on to it for a year, they'll be worth at least 250,000 pounds. So I guarantee it. So here, we're going to share the screen, and the winner of the Zenith coin is Nicholas Robinson. Congratulations to Nicholas Robinson for winning the Zenith coins. Nicholas has actually won his second prize of the day, which is pretty lucky. Nicholas comes to us from Paddock Wood, which is in England somewhere. So congratulations to Nicholas. Good job, and thank you for your donation. Thank you for participating, and thank you to Cecil, to Lee, and to James. I mean, always a good laugh when we see each other, and I'll be over. I'm sure I'll be running into you guys again in late October when I'll be around. We'll see each other hopefully in Seville. You guys are making the trip?
I'll be there.
Nice. All right. And this is where you guys can all be found, of course, both individually and on behalf of AFTV. And you know, look, again, just one quick statement. Whatever your views on the larger platform, these 3 guys are absolutely wonderful to hang out with, good people, and very informed and into to Arsenal playing as well as possible. So I appreciate the 3 of you coming on, and enjoy the rest of the day, and tell Julian I didn't say hi.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having
us on. Appreciate it.
Big up everyone. Big up Andy. Big up Aston. And big up Mike. Love.
See you, boys. Thanks for joining us.
Take care, guys. All right. Oh, I want to leave.